great. So I've come to Lechlade on Thames. I was here a few days ago. I was more towards the town then, and the bridge on the A361. I've come about a mile further down the river going east towards Buscot, which I was there a few days ago. Buscot's down that way about 2 miles, a mile or 2 miles, so I'm a bit further upstream. So I'm going to be chancing my arm, I think, with my magnets. I have got a camera on it, so I'll be putting the camera down towards the magnet, throwing both in the river, hoping to try and maybe just find something. Who knows what you're going to pull out. But places, locations like this have probably been done before, magnet fishing. You know, it's kind of interesting. It's such a long river. There's so much of the river which probably has not been done. Perhaps a bit further down might be an okay sort of place, but you tend to want to go to places where people are going to be. And a pub's been here for several hundreds of years. Who knows, we might find something. There's only one way to find out, and that is to throw a magnet in and to see what we can get. So let's do that. Must be interesting existence, I'd have thought, on a canal boat or a river boat, or whatever you want to call it. Different way of life. I think it's become quite expensive now. It's not as perhaps not as cheap as it used to be. I've got something in here. Bloody hell, look at that, look. Bloody hell, spells. Could start my own screw factory up, I think, shop. Screws and nails. My goodness me, it's completely littered with it, isn't it? The bottom of the river. You've got to ask yourself the question, where do they all come from? Do they fall off of boats or something? Is that what happens? It's like, you know, engines falling apart, or parts of boats, you know, falling apart, or whatever, like. Just loads of it. Incredible. Yeah. Well, I suppose it's the old adage, isn't it? The more I throw it in, the more chance is that I'll be able to get something out. Yeah, I think this place around here is probably being extensively fished, I'd have thought, by people doing exactly what I'm doing. Well, I suppose if you stick at it, it's like anything else, like metal detecting. If you stick at it, you know, you'll eventually find, you know, that big find kind of thing. Oh dear, look at the size of that thing. Incredible. An old spring. I mean, this must be from marine, I'd have thought. You know, from boats, one thing or another. Yeah. You never know, you might pull out something worthwhile, an old GoPro, or probably not mine. You never know. You never know. I mean, there's so much of the river you could do this. Hundreds of miles of the river you could literally do this. I guess we're fairly sort of fortunate, really, sort of being sort of fairly close where we live in Swindon to the Thames. Yeah, it's all modern stuff, isn't it? Nothing ancient. It's sort of like Industrial Revolution stuff and upwards, I'm afraid. Yeah. I think the chances of finding something really worthwhile is maybe 1 in every 100 throws you might pull something out. I'm not sure what the actual law of averages are, but I'd have thought years ago, I mean, goodness me, rivers were kind of like the dumping grounds years ago. Just chuck it all in the river, you know, out of sight, out of mind, that attitude. Oh, you know, I've got an old spanner. Oh, just what I've always wanted. A size 38. What one is that then? Don't know, but it's very well corroded up. It's amazing, isn't it? Could have been a knife, you see. That could have been a dagger. You never know. Could have been a dagger. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, you know, the Thames being the, I suppose, the most kind of famous, well-known river in the UK. There is a chance you'll pull something out, which is really quite nice. Probably up near London would be a better place. There was I think back in 1347, I think it was, something like that anyway. There was a battle about, I suppose about 8-10 miles from here. The Battle of Radcot Bridge. That would be, I think, quite a good place to go and have a bit of a go. But I think people probably have sussed that one out already. It's probably been extensively fished, I'd have thought. I think that's you know, that's a place which has been probably bombarded with people doing what I'm doing. But you never know what it might turn up. The old river, you know, you never know what it might turn up. It's just a shame that gold isn't magnetic. So I'm sure there's quite a lot of gold, you know, possibly down there. You know, people losing rings and bracelets and necklaces and one thing or another. Got a penny, or got something anyway, TP or something or other. Can't quite see what that is. Stick in the top pocket for now. Again, we've got just a load of, I don't know, nails and screws and one thing or another. Yeah, it's interesting, you know. It's kind of unpredictable, and that's what I kind of like. I like unpredictability, you know, because it keeps you interested. Yeah, pretty fruitless really. Never mind. Keep trying, keep trying. I think I threw it in about 50 times. And as you can see, all I was really pulling out was nuts, bolts, nails, the odd spanner. Makes you wonder how they get there really, isn't it? I wonder if they do fall off of boats and things, you know, parts of the engine or something, you know, comes loose and it just drops off. Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna head on back to the car now, make my way home. Home's only about 20 minutes away, but yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Lovely scene, nice and peaceful. It's kind of a bit like carving in a way, relaxing. It's got a bit of an edge to it, a bit of excitement, because you never quite know, as I say, what you're going to pull out of the water. You know, it's been here for thousands of years, so there's always that chance you might pull out something which is really, really old. Anyway, I think my time's done here. The chap over there, all right, didn't have a go at me, not really. I don't consider it a go, but I kind of threw the magnet towards his boat. It's about 15 feet from me. I think he heard it, and he sort of popped his head out, and he says, well, I think he said, because I couldn't hear very well because of the tree noise, he said, like, you know, can you not splash me, or words to that effect, something like that. And then he said, have I got permission to be here? I think, right, okay, you need permission, do you? I didn't realise you needed permission, but I haven't got permission, so I've just packed up, and I'm just going to come away now, because I don't want to upset anyone. You never know, they might confiscate my 3 pence I found, which could have been old Roman coins, that, couldn't it? Could have been, you never know. It picks out old bronze stuff like, well, you know, pennies and 2p's and whatever else. There's a chance you might be able to pick up an old hammered coin or something, you know, from Julius Caesar era. I think they're few and far between. I think the best place is to do this, really, to get away from the rubbish, possibly, and to get away from antagonising people, possibly, is to go and find a remote part of the River Thames, which is kind of like between the towns and villages. You just never know, you know, if you pull something out of there, then there's a chance it's going to be quite old, I think. If you go to places like round here, around, you know, Lechlade on Thames, it's a bit of a stop-off point, especially next to the pub. It's a bit of a stop-off point for, you know, for boats mooring up and, you know, going into the pub and getting a meal, getting a bite to eat, and doing whatever else they're going to do. You know, things like throw a load of nails and screws over the edge of the boat, sort of thing, so I pick them up. Yes, I think it's best if I perhaps go and find a very remote location, which is a long way from anywhere else, really. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to go back home now. I've made a curry earlier. I'm going to go home and I'm going to warm that up, and I'm going to shove that down my neck, and I'm going to relax for the evening, knock back a few beers, and then just kick on back and make my video for the day. Anyway, there we go, people. Anyway, just want to say thanks for watching, yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's different. I do try and make my videos somewhat, try and make them different, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult. But there you go. Anyway, just want to say thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. Look after yourself. Love one another. No matter what your background, no matter what your religion, what your skin colour. You know, just, you know, peace. Accept who we are. That's the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. You know, my main thing is focusing on my faith. There we go.